And two. And it looks like by the notification that we are officially live. And ladies and gentlemen, welcome here to the evening edition of Transformation Greatness along with SBN, the Small Business Network podcast. This is this part two, the special edition, Juneteenth, by the way. Happy Juneteenth to everybody. This has been amazing. And we're here to promote of our very special event that is taking place in which tomorrow, in which the topic is going to be from boys to men. What happens when I don't fit the mold? Earlier today, myself along with Bro Randall Gilbert, we gave you the reasons on why that you should attend from a male point of view, right? But now we have here the architect, the one that had the vision and the backing to put this all together. And it's going to be an honor and a treat. So if you don't know this individual to my right, by the time this is over with, you will know exactly who she is and and what she brings to the table. So before we go ahead and get started here, I just want to say for all those that are catching us on the live, do us a favor if you will, put in hashtag live guys. Let us know exactly where you're tuning from. Hey, you should be happy to catch us on on a replay because we get it. It's Juneteenth. You may want to relax, spend time with family, whatever the case. No excuses. When you see this on the replay, put in the hashtag replay. Let us know where you're tuning in from. More importantly, what is the takeaway in which that you're going to get from this episode? So, with no further ado, I want to introduce someone that is a visionary. She is someone that has a unique skill sets and talents, which is absolutely powerful. You see down there, she is the brand paramedic and so strong conductor. But more than that, she is someone that has a servant heart. And I'm just so happy and honored to have her back here on the show to talk about this amazing event. So the one, the only, the CEO of the Thankful Revolution, Miss Miriam Smith Stevens, also known as Storm Today. Welcome to the show.
Oh, so that's my Marvel nickname today. Okay,
Yes, it
Sean. I
is.
appreciate that, Batman.
No. All right. All right.
Thank you
So
so much for having me on your program. And also, I'm just so grateful for your heart to want to join in and be a servant, to be available for sharing your story for other men or boys that are out there that might have a similar path or journey and need some guidance. So, thanks, Sean. I appreciate you.
Absolutely. And so, for those that may not know Miss Stevens, she has events on a monthly basis in which it ranges from all different topics. How we came about, I believe it was, I was on like the last couple of yours in which that you had. And what I loved about it is that number one, it was a no judgment free zone, but just the speakers and just the rawness, people are just so authentic. People were able to come on and really share their stories and their testimonies and getting breakthroughs. And I was like, you know what? This is pretty interesting. And so I said, okay, she did it one time, but I wonder how it would be the following time. So I went a following time, and guess what? The second one was just as good as the first one. And so with that, I got an opportunity to really get to know Miss Stevens. And you know what? It's like, okay, this is someone that's about her business. She has a servant heart. She is building something amazing. And I want you all really to really get to know Miss Miriam because when you get to know her, you will like her, and she's very personal. But she's also about her business, which these are individuals that you want to deal with. She doesn't tolerate foolery or foolishness, but she's about her business. But
Oh,
she
come
has
on. I'm a little jokester at times.
you heard that from her, right? Okay, we're gonna leave it at that. But you decide to do something different though. This is
Yeah.
different from normally from what you normally do with your other segments. So maybe you can share with the listening audience what made you want to come about with mental health awareness. Why this whole entire topic? Like why? Can you share?
Well, thanks for asking, Sean. Mental health awareness is necessary, period, for all of us in this human race. I've been in the healthcare industry for a long time, in a servant leader position, in a call center, and a management, and answering calls to people who have been in crisis situations at times. And in that customer service role, it you hear all kind of stuff, right? People come on the lines, they cursing you out. They not mad at you, they mad at whatever's going on. I know we have all been there. Raise your hand. You trying to get some help on the situation, a bill or whatever, and you just upset, and your mental health at that point is shot. It's like I'm at a rock and a hard place. Well, living life sometimes can be a rock and a hard place. And all too often, our men have to bear a lot of the burden. We always celebrate the women. I'm a single mom. I was a single mom. I I wanted to have some men mentors, and I was blessed to have some for my son growing up. So I think it's important that we have these conversations, that we don't discount the importance. Because you look around, you always got a women's group popping up, or charities for women. But what about the guys? What about the men? We're complaining. So if you're complaining that there ain't no good men out there, well, what are we doing to help boost up that and showcase the good men, or give them tools or strategies, or have those conversations of why we feel like that, so that guys can give their points of view, and men and women can give theirs, and others, or whatever. We can just come to the same table and talk about it. So this came around because we had a Legacy in Motion Part 1 last year, and from Boys to Men. And this year, I was talking to my men brothers like Sean and Richard Morton and some others that's going to be on the speaker panels and have been behind the scenes, putting all the work in to help it come to pass. And we were talking about what happens when you don't fit the mold, what a man, quote unquote, should be. Who in the first place has the right to say what is that mold? You know what I'm saying? I'm a person of faith, so I guess I believe the God of the Bible, and that's the mold that I would subscribe to. But, you know, here we are trying to say, well, you're not manly because you cry. You're not manly because you're not 6 foot. You're not manly because you don't have this job, that job, whatever. What the world? We just want to have some conversations and give space for boys, for men, young, old, whoever, whatever ethnic background or religious background or non-religious background, to have conversations to say, I grew up this way. This is how I think. I like fashion. I like sports. I like medicine. I like collecting bugs, whatever. And that's okay, because you're unique in yourself. As a woman, we give permission to be unique and have our voice. But when do we give permission for men to have safe spaces, to have their voice and be unique and share how they feel in tender moments, that it's not judgmental, as Sean has said? So that's why we have this coming up on Saturday, tomorrow, 3 to 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, on Zoom. Just hit us up on Facebook or wherever. You see the links. We've got websites. We've got links. You can talk to us personally or reachable. Just because we're virtual does not mean we're not reachable. And we just want you to be there at the table. If you don't have, we're asking for the $10 to $25 donation. But if you don't have it, that doesn't mean you're getting thrown out and not able to be a part of the conversation. If you got internet or phone hookup and you can join, then join. Just register in advance with the Zoom link that we'll provide. That's why, I was a single mom, raised a young man by myself, and I always love to have those men mentors speak positiveness, regardless of the stories or the journeys they've walked. It should be celebrated and elevated.
So much in which that you said was just spot on, but I always like to go ahead and acknowledge our listener audience. So we have here Miss Valencia Rowe Allen, aka the Good Life Queen, in the house. Man,
Hey, girl.
an absolute pleasure. She is a giant in this industry in terms of like what I love how the way what she talks about with the mindset, right? In terms of wealth. She is absolutely amazing. She keeps it raw and real, but she is truly one of those that she's been doing this for a long time, really just leading the charge on that. And just I absolutely, salute you on that, sister. I mean, for real. You said a lot of great things. And one of the things which really stood out with what you said, Storm, is that we as men, we weren't given the space to be able to truly be ourselves. What do I mean by that? I mean, as far as for just being authentic, right? We had to fit this mold. We had to fit this image. If you're from where I'm from, right, from the streets, from the projects, you had to be tough. You had to be hardcore. You had to be a thug. You had to be this. You had to be that. And there's more so of so many masks that you have to wear,
Mm,
right? And it's like, man, like at a certain point, you know, you just want to be yourself, but you can't because depending upon the way you're from, it's about a matter of life and death. And I hate to be that graphic, but it is what it is. So
right.
what happens when we get older, and by the way, that's part of my topic as well, right? Of overcoming those barriers, right? Of really breaking that stigma. It's not easy. And unfortunately, too many, uh-oh, I think I lost Miss Stevens. Um, we apologize for that, ladies and gentlemen. She's going to work on trying to come back on. But unfortunately, too many of us haven't made it, right? Unfortunately, circumstances happen and they're even no longer here or they're behind the wall, right? So this here, I love for the event because we're going to get to learn from many different perspectives, many different cultural backgrounds, and we're really going to be able just to have a healthy conversation and learn more so of what did you do to get over that, right? Or it's going to be individuals that may be going through that process, but we'll be able to reason with one another. We'll be able to learn from one another. We'll be able to provide certain um, practical tools or steps in which that we've been able to use in order to be better people. So this is really something which I'm very, very excited about. And as men, we don't get a chance to talk about this enough because of the mental programming and conditioning that society, life, our family members, friends, whoever, right, has basically indoctrinated into us. And this is the reason why this is so important. And I love as far as on what you said, Miss Stevens, is because as women, women is, in my opinion, I think it's easier because if you notice, gentlemen, kings, right, the majority of offices nowadays are held spearheaded by who? Women. Why? Because they allow for that feminine energy, the emotion to be like, yeah, you know what? I see something great. I see something amazing. Girl, yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm all about the empowerment. Yeah, girl, come on, let's get together. Yeah, girl, let's go ahead and make things happen. But as men, we're like, okay, that's cool, but I'm doing this. I'm doing that. I got work. I got kids. I got the bills. I got creditors on my behind. X, Y, and Z fill in the blank. God, you know as far as what I'm talking about is the truth, right? Plus, with our own traumas or stigmas or anything else you want to mention. So that's the reason why going back to this tomorrow is so important because
Yeah.
this can set this can start the foundation of something amazing that we can do on a regular basis, but we cannot do it alone. We need as far as for the men to come. We need as far as for our young kings to come. We need as far as for the babies to come, right? The grandbabies,
Yeah.
right? Bring your cat, your dog, whoever, I don't care. Bring them because you're going to learn some stuff. Yes, even animals can learn too. Yes, they can. So with that, Miss Stevens, so if they come to the event, the speakers, let's talk about the speakers here. Can you give them a snippet of what people can expect from each one of our speakers?
Yeah, I'm doing it from memory. So we have your brother Randall, and you can fill in some blanks for me.
Ooh,
Mr. Randall, who has a phenomenal army, relentless fathers, who, his heart is to be there to support men, to have that father's heart and share it and get tools and equipments to be able to strategize when you got subject matters that's dealing with a father's heart and how to be a good leader in that realm. You've got Chad Blackman, another minister out of Texas, and he's going to be sharing from his perspective. He was a bodybuilder, and in that realm of Christendom and bodybuilding realm, he's got lots of stories to share. We got Sailor Cooper, who has his own podcast. He has visually impaired, but he is doing the darn thing. And I love it because he has a spot every Monday that you can jump on and be a part and support. And so just because he has a visual impairment doesn't hinder him as a man to do and make his mark in the life and in this journey. We have, of course, yourself. You can talk about your own self, a brother from another mother who has his own podcast, and we just like brothers. We fight just like brothers and sisters too. I love it to life.
pretty
And,
much.
um,
Pretty
and
much.
you have a good message that you want to share as well in your journey in life, from transposing yourself from one state to another state and trying to figure it out, and from losses to loves to whatever. It's all good. We have Richard Morton, who I've met in another arena, and he is a specialist in his arena. He's a co-founder of Time Sweeps and talks about getting in touch with your behaviors, having tools and techniques and strategies when maybe you're emotionally stressed, when you need to get centered. Um, and then we got Constance, my other girl, that's a co-host, Constance Wills, who is a Beauty Behind the Wall LLC, and we've been ride or die from the beginning of December of 2024 of doing these virtual victory monthly parties and fireside chats. And she talks about your mindset. So we're the women, we're gonna have a back seat, so to speak. We be there to support our brothers and our kings. Yeah, we be the queens behind the realm, but we want the princes, the prince, the princesses, the kings, the queens, all of y'all to come at the table and be a part of it. Just fill out the Zoom link that Sean will have posted on his Facebook or the other social media, as well as myself, and just register and just come on in. We do ask for donations. However, if you can't, that's not a hindrance. I know, again, as a single mom, I wanted to go to so many things, but didn't have either transportation, didn't have the money. Even if it was $1, it was a stretch. It was whether I was going to have ramen noodles or not, So we don't want that to be a hindrance. If you have access to the internet, if you have access to your phone, if you have access and can join the party, then join the party, join the conversation. We're going to be here for you. Let's see. I
Absolutely.
think I said everybody's on here, right? I think I got us all.
I think you
Yeah.
got everybody. I think you got everybody. But also too, ladies and
And
gentlemen,
we'll have yeah, and we'll have some youth speakers too as well.
thank you. Thank you. Exactly. I was about to get to that. Cool. Thank you. But also too, there is something special for the month of July that you have cooking, and I was like, ooh, would you like to share a little bit on that, or shall
Yeah,
we
we
just
just talking about it. Me and another girlfriend this morning was talking about it, and actually it was kind of a brainchild of me and Constance. We had some conversations previously about competition. Okay, so of course you guys are, well, I grew up in sports, even though I was not really that much of an athlete, but I grew up in all types of things, and competition was always a thing, right? And especially with the guys, doing the basketball, doing the track, we're going to have a competitive nature. Don't get me in a spades game because I will talk junk. So competition is a thing, but can it be healthy or can it be detrimental?
Mhm.
And we want to support and elevate. Yeah, we want to have our own inner competition to be the best that we can be. But what is it when you get petty with it? So instead of being petty, let's be pretty with it. So that's what we're going to be talking about for the women's coming up in July. We're thinking about, is it petty or is it pretty? Are you petty? Are you pretty? It's healthy to have competition. You know, retail markets, they got the same outfit in all different sizes. And then you come to the party and somebody got your outfit on and you want to spill water or get it all ruined because you jealous, you petty. Come
Exactly.
on, live your best life, be unique. You can accessorize how you are unique to yourself. Don't get petty with it, just be pretty. And so we're going to talk about that a little bit. You know, yeah, it's good to have competition. Um, and it's also good to be unique to yourself, personalize yourself. And you don't have to be envious or jealous of anybody else's specialty because we're all in this world together. We all got our own unique perspectives. I can talk like I talk, Sean can talk like he talk, but that doesn't, and we might be on the same platforms. We may have even the same outfits on, but that doesn't mean we're the same persons. We all bring to the table something unique, personalized, and necessary. We are all necessary for this time and day and age. So your voice and your unique flavor and flair is necessary. So instead of being petty with it, let's get pretty with it. And
I like
you guys can be handsome too. You can be pretty too.
I I like that. And Dee Dee Wright said something that's very funny. She was like, "Wait, hold on. I gotta bring that back up because that was hilarious." By the way, she said, "Let me see if I can bring it back up." She said, yes, right. We talk noise with spades. Yeah, exactly. There you go. Because we
I'm with you, Dee Dee. Come on now, let's do that. Let's do that online space. I got you, girl.
There you go. There you go. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is going to be powerful. So, tomorrow's going to be amazing. I know for the month of July, based upon the history, as far as with the conferences, that's going to be fantastic as well. And so, yeah, definitely come out. If you take a look in the comments section, I did, as far as put the link down, go ahead and register today. You should be getting a confirmation email, which say you can come on and just have some fun. Even if you're not able to be on for the whole entire 3 hours, just to come out and support. And one of the things I can tell you about this community, and I touched on it before, when you come into this space and even for like 5 minutes or 10 minutes, and you get to see as far as the ambiance of it, right? People just really feeling just so comfortable and wanting to share. There's been individuals that's been on there that I can kind of tell, like normally they wouldn't have opened up their mouth or said anything, but because they felt so comfortable and they recognized it was a no judgment free zone, they were giving their whole entire life story. Correct, Miss Stevens? Correct?
Yeah, and I
Literally.
love it. And that's what we there for. We there for somebody's been waiting to hear your voice. You know,
Absolutely.
don't discount just because maybe you didn't live like I live or Sean live. I don't really care
Right.
about that. I care about you and your uniqueness because you might just be what I need. My birthday month was May, and I'm telling you, my birthday month was horrible. I'm just telling you, it was not fun. I need to hear from somebody. I'm pouring out and we're going to pour into each other. We need to hear. I don't care if it's a minute or if you just come on the screen smiling or if your backdrop is on and it's a beautiful backdrop. We need you. Don't ever discount how vital and important and mandatory you are for such a time as this, for this season. Whether you male, female, whatever you can classify yourself as, this is what we're here for, to support, elevate, educate, and inspire one another. We want to be there for each other. This world right now is heavy. There's a
It
lot
is.
of heaviness going on.
It
There's a
is.
lot of doom and gloom. I
It
mean, I
is.
did news growing up. I took marketing growing up, and I took new media journalism growing up. And the news is, supposed to be slanted to bring you the negativity. I'm
Correct.
tired of that. Why we got to be bottlenecked on the highway to see an accident? Why can't we celebrate a parade and the joy of life more so? That's why the Thankful Revolution Legacy Group has been birthed. That's why these virtual victory parties and fireside monthly chats are available so that we can celebrate, elevate, educate, and inspire one another. I mean, come on, just take a moment of your time to do so. Oh, I got my girl on call, Constance. Hold on.
Yeah,
Uh,
She
the
five.
real time.
She's
Constance,
probably
you
trying
are
to get on.
on my phone, and me and Sean are on live on his transportation network, and I got you on my call on phone. I'm showing you that you on phone. She's my ride or die girl who has been with me from the beginning. Girl, we're talking about why people need to come out tomorrow.
Okay, are you on a podcast or?
Yeah, we on his podcast, and you are being heard and seen. I hold you. I got you. I got you up. They can't see my phone number, but I got you up. I got your picture up, girl. Can you hear? Go ahead, say something to the people. Bring them out to tomorrow.
I can hear you. Babysitting, but I'm babysitting girls right now. But my grandson will be speaking tomorrow. My 10-year-old grandson, and he will be talking about. We believe he's talking about, and he's 10, and he is a leader in the classroom as well as a leader on the sports field. He's a leader on the football field and on the track. So we want him to talk about what that means to him as far as being a leader and being being an example for other young boys, other young men. We want him to talk about that, and also maybe talk about how his father and or brother or granddad or great granddad has given him the mindset to lead in those areas, and just how it feels, an example he's setting even for his teammates, because he's usually team captain on football and stuff. And what does that even mean to a 10-year-old? I have no idea.
I love that. And Journey, that's her one of her grandchild children. He came on last year as what, a 9 or 8 year old, and spoke and commanded the stage. We raising up these princes to be kings. So, this is Constance Will. She is the founder and the brainchild behind Beauty Beyond the Wall, and she's got a lot to say and bring to the table in reference to mindset, but she has cultivated that mindset within her own family. And you all don't want to miss out having Journey and maybe her other grandson who's a little older to come to the table and share. I mean, if these young kings and princes can be at the table talking about what it means to be an athlete, what it means to be a youth leader, at their day and age, okay, I'm going to pull out the card. This is Juneteenth, right? This is the Black card. We Black leaders, we Black brothers can share and do share. We need to celebrate that, and that's we're going to have a mixed audience. It's not just Black brothers and sisters going to be at the table, but this is a freedom call that we're coming out. This is Juneteenth, guys. This is part of what the legacy that Constance and her family has been cultivating, and her grandson is cultivating even as a peer. He's applying his peer pressure as an athlete, but as an athlete student leader. So, Constance, I'm so excited to hear his message again.
Absolutely, baby. I don't know what to say. I said, Johnny, there's really a time you don't know what to say. And that's just in life in general. Johnny always has a lot to say. So he's going to say something very powerful. And I think it's going to really touch the hearts of old and young alike. So be sure to get your young men out there, get your older men out there. My oldest grandson did say he was going to try to be there with a couple of his friends, so I'm going to verify that today. But we do want you out there, because we know, men, this is by you, for you, and we know it will bless you.
Absolutely. How can they get in touch with you and your movement, Constance?
Beauty Beyond the Wall, changing lives one thought at a time. They can reach out to me on Facebook, and it's under Constance E. Wills. Reach out to me on Facebook. You'll see you will definitely see a lot of advertisements for me and others, but you'll definitely hear some of my words, some of my moment with Constance and my Mindset Reset Minute. You'll hear a couple of those things, because, we need to every day, we need to take that intentional pause. I'd say at least once daily, if not more, and really understand why we are where we're at, and understand how to continue to move forward. So changing our minds is something that we should be doing every single day. We should be growing every single day. We should be learning every single day. Some of us don't really want to. We want to stay in the same spot, but really, you never stay in the same spot. You're either going forward or you're going backward. We're not just in place holding a place. So let's get on this but Miriam Smith Stevens is offering the Thankful Revolution Legacy Group. And men, we want to see you out tomorrow. We really do. And as far as if you want to reach out to me, be sure to do that. You can always DM me on Facebook or just go on my page and peruse, and I guarantee you will be blessed.
Absolutely. So again, hopefully you all were able to hear a little bit of Constance. I had to turn my volume up, but basically Constance Will is Beauty Beyond the Wall founder, and she's been my ride or die assist as we've done these virtual victory monthly parties and fireside chats since December of 2024. She will be a part of the table as one of the co-hosts, supporting our young men and our older men and our wiser men on tomorrow. We are going to be there on Zoom. We want you to come 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You don't have to be there the whole time, but come on and join the party a little bit. Hear from our young princes and our young kings and our queens that are there to support, and our princesses that are there to support. We are here and we have these resources available for you. If you can't make a donation, that does not hinder you or preclude you from being a part of the conversation. As long as you got access to a Zoom and the internet, you can come on and be a part of the conversation, and we want you there. And again, we will be posting all through our Facebook, so that if you want to speak to us individually or personally, you can always send us a direct message. We're not those types of people that won't respond. We are here for you because it's necessary. You have to have a mindset shift to change your life sometimes. You have to be out there to support small businesses so that you can elevate your dreams. You have to have a heart of gratitude, regardless of what you've gone through, so that you can have a better life, more abundance. That's what we want. So we're here for you.
You know what?
Amen.
I would definitely say a major amen on that.
Okay, well, I'm going to get off of here because, like I said, I'm babysitting a 6-year-old and a 2-year-old. So my hands are full. But I will see you all tomorrow in the room. Be sure to come in the room tomorrow, y'all.
Love you, girl. Thank you for calling in. Bye.
I want to say something, and I want to address this to the men. And I'm going to take my glasses off here because
do I need to take my glasses off too?
That's up to you. But for those that know me, anytime I take my glasses off, I say this with the most seriousness in which I possibly can, which I'm going to try to do my best because now I can't see. But, gentlemen, we're at a time right now, and Ms. Stevens, she mentioned this earlier, where everything that's going on in the news and the world. It's time. Excuses is over with, right? It doesn't matter. Well, let me not say that. Let me rephrase that. I understand if you may be going through some trauma. I can understand if you can be going through some doubt. I can understand confidence, self-esteem, financial troubles, etc., etc. I get all that. But Kings, we're at a time right now where we're so much needed. This generation here is crying out for leaders, for mentors. They are so tired. I have to run into celebrities and to musicians and rappers and R&B people and all this other superficial stuff that's out here in the world. And it's because we're not doing our part. But if we're to save our future, right? Let's call it what it is, right? Because our young kings, our babies, grandbabies, right? They are dependent on us to step up. It's better to walk the walk than to talk it out. This generation here, they're tired of the talk, right? Talk is cheap. Anybody can go on social media. Anybody can use the phone and just talk, right? That's nothing in this day and age, right? Where AI with technology is easy. What they're looking for is for men to be men. It's for men to stand in the gap and say, you know what? I got you, man. I see greatness in you. I see potential in you. Come here. Let me put you underneath my wing. Let me connect you with some like-minded individuals, some positive men. Doesn't matter the skin color, doesn't matter where you're from. I don't care if you're from Japan for crying out loud. Shout out to Japan, by the way. But it doesn't matter. The point of which I'm trying to get at is this, is that now is the time. My
Yeah.
brothers in the excellence, they know exactly on what I'm talking about. Shout out to Excellence Incorporated. My other brothers that's out there doing the work, they know exactly what I'm talking about. But it's time for us to come back together and truly, and I'm going to say this because it's scriptural, earn our rightful place within the kingdom as being the leaders, as being the head. Why? Because the women, they need us. Our young kings need us, but we have to be the examples. And how we do that? By showing up tomorrow for events such as this to make a radical mindset shift. We can do all the promoting, right? Myself, Richard, Miss Stevens, Constance, Chad, Brother Randall. We can do all that. We can talk to gazillion people. We can urge you, plead with you, throw money at you, right? To literally beg you to come to the event. But it's up to you to say to yourself internally, you know what? I may be scared, I may be terrified, I may have all these things going on. But the bottom line is this: am I worthy to come on a call like this tomorrow and exchange some words of wisdom in hopes that I can just save just one person, help just one person? I ain't talking about a whole entire tribe. I ain't talking about the state of Nebraska. Just one person. If you can have that mindset, that level of fervor and passion and conviction, I'm telling you, things will change. How I know that? Because I am living proof and a testimony of that. That's why I'm speaking to you this way with such fervor and passion, because I know it works, it works, it works. But you have to make that decision today, right now, and ask yourself the question, right? Am I worthy? Doesn't matter what mom said, doesn't matter what my boss said, doesn't matter what my ex-wife said, doesn't even matter as far as what my so-called homies or whoever, doesn't matter on what they think. Reality is this. And this is the truth. What did God say about you? And I'm gonna leave it at that. I'm done.
God says
Come
we are
tomorrow.
fearfully and wonderfully made.
Come tomorrow.
He
Come tomorrow.
says that we're
Come
the
tomorrow.
apple of his eye.
Come tomorrow.
And it's time for us to raise up the kings and the queens and the princes and the princesses. So for such a time as this, you've been thinking about it. I know y'all been dwelling on it. You probably even said a prayer in your heart, or you might not even know you know how to pray, but you had a thought cross your mind like, man, I wish I had somebody to answer this question for me. Well, yeah, you got your answer now. Come on out. Even if you hop in for 5 minutes, that 5 minutes could change your life.
Come
5 minutes
on.
changes people's lives. I've been in car accidents. It only took less than a minute for my life to be changed.
Look at that.
So it could be less than a minute for your life to be changed. And that's good. For such a time as this is necessary for you. We're putting this out there because of you. It's not because I want to do anything. I'm not getting paid for it or anything like that. I'm just, as long as I can hang on and have internet connection myself and have the access to a computer, a laptop, or phone, we're going to make these available for you. Why? Because it's necessary. It's our heartbeat. I'm glad. Why am I glad? Because in 2008, I didn't have to be here. Someone wanted to kill me, but God said
Mhm.
no. So
Mhm.
because of that opportunity that God said, hey, I got something more for you, I'm still figuring it out since then. But that's okay. It's okay to still figure it out at whatever age we at. And that's why we make it available. That's why Sean's heart is right out there, so real and raw. That's why all of the other brothers and sisters that's going to be there, the young and the old that's going to be there at the table, their heart is there because we need each other. It may be just one word, one sentence, one smile, one Zoom backdrop that could change the trajectory of your life. So
1,000%.
be there. We're
1,000%.
making it available for you. We'll have it on our social media pages. The link, just log into the Zoom registration link so that you can be a part of the conversation. It's 3 to 6 p.m. Saturday the 20th, which is tomorrow, Eastern Standard Time. We're calling it From Legacy in Motion Part 2. What do you do when you don't fit the mold? How many of us feel like we're the outsiders? How many of us may be the ones that's leading the mold, but sometimes even in our own insecurities, we feel like we don't fit the mold. We don't fit the expectations of our family or what we even think we should be. It's okay. It's okay. Let's get some gas into us. Not gaslighting us, but gas into us, fuel into us so that we can carry forth on this next leg of our journey. That's why we're here. And that's why we make it available. So I got my eyes blinded off too, so that I can say that heartfelt message along with my brother from another mother. So you can see my eyes and my dimple. And then we real and raw, and I'm silly as can be. So y'all come on out. Let's have some fun together. Let's have this virtual victory party. When you don't fit the mold, what do you do? What do you say? What's next? How can you move on? We got brothers, young and old. You heard Constance talk about her young grandson gonna be at the table. If he's 10 or 9 years old, can be at the table. You can be at the table. No excuses. If you don't want to come on camera, even though I will ask, if you don't want to come on camera, it's okay. Just be at the table. Get the experience. So that maybe one thing can help you get to the next level. You know you've been depressed. You know you've been thinking, what am I worth? Well, we're here to tell you you're worth everything, because we're going to make sure, as long as we got breath in our body, as long as we got access to the internet or laptop or phone or whatever, you are worth it. We're going to make sure that we make spaces for you to be worth it, to be
100%.
in a space to experience love, joy, silliness, and also some answered questions.
Absolutely. 1,000%. 1,000%. You know what? I can go on and on, but just like you said, come tomorrow, you won't be disappointed. And I'm gonna leave it at that.
All right.
On behalf of the Thankful Revolution and Transformation Greatness, along with SBN, the Small Business Network podcast, it's been an absolute joy. We look forward to seeing you mañana. And we're going to end this segment like we do all the others. That's what we stated on here, either motivated, transformed, or inspired at least one person. At least one person. To make God be the glory, and we take no credit for absolutely none of it. Until then, you're amazing. Show up tomorrow. You got the Zoom link. If you don't have it, get in contact with myself or with Miss Stevens. And until then, by His grace and mercy, enjoy the rest of this Juneteenth. Peace and love, everybody.
Peace.